welcome back to my channel. Today I am going to be talking about the Lille Baby 6-in-1 baby carrier. And if you hear any noise or rustling in the back, it's my son who's here and my daughter who's walking around. They are just loud sometimes, I'm sorry. But this is what we have to work with, so yes. What brought this on is I actually, when I was doing my grocery trip, I was in the grocery store and I had gotten approached by a lady who was asking me my opinion on the carrier that I was wearing, because she said that she had just ordered it online and she wasn't very familiar with it, but she had hoped it was a good one. And honestly, my honest opinion is yes, it's the best carrier that I've ever seen or read up on or had tried myself. So of course I was like, yes girl, go get it. Get yourself it. Be happy with your purchase. But I wanted then to do a video and maybe reach other mothers who are interested in trying this out, and hopefully it'll give you some good indication if it's a good one for you. Now people prefer different ones and that's okay, but I specifically wanted to talk to the plus size moms out there. Obviously I'm one, and it took me a really long time, I would say 4 pregnancies and 4 kids, to figure out which kind of carrier I liked and which one worked best for me. And this one I wish I had found sooner, but better late than never, and it is awesome. It's expensive. That's what was off-putting for me anyway in purchasing something. I'm like, oh man, that is a lot just for a baby carrier. But I will say this has been a savior, my savior. I absolutely love it. Like I said, for plus size moms out there, I feel like this is the way to go. So my waist, specifically when I was going into the store or looking online for a baby carrier, I was worried about if it was going to fit around my waist and if I needed an extender, if that was the case. I did not want to have to purchase an extender because that's ridiculous. So if I'm going to spend a lot of money on something, it better fit around my waist. So when I went into the store, I took it out of the box and made sure that it fit, and it does perfectly. Now I don't wear it specifically around my actual waist because to me it's always felt uncomfortable right there. I do a little higher up, so when I say waist, it fits around my waist. I'm talking about, let me stand up. I'm talking about around here, not so much here because that's where my actual waist is, but right here, a little bit above my waist. It fits perfectly. At the time I was a little bigger when I first bought it, so it wasn't, it was maybe at the end, but I'll show you. I'll show you how much is. So if I put it on, wear it about here, there's still a pretty good amount left over, if I wanted to get any bigger, which I don't intend to, but just in general, that's how how high I like to wear it and how tight I like to wear it. But yeah, it fits perfectly. As you can see, I'm seated. It doesn't feel uncomfortable. My biggest love of this carrier is actually this back piece, which I'll go into now, I guess. You can see it. The lumbar support. I cannot tell you how much of a difference it makes to have that back support here. I've tried the Ergo Baby, which I don't know if they make Ergo Babies with this, but the ones that I looked at did not have it. Obviously the Moby wraps and stuff, those don't have any back support, which they were okay when they were really, really, really little, and I'm talking about like infant for the Moby wraps, but as the baby got heavier, it just drooped, and even if I washed it, never went back to the, tightness of the original. So yeah, I did not like that. Anyways, this lumbar support is a lifesaver. I originally bought this with the intent because I knew we wanted to take a few trips when he was little, and I knew I was going to have to be, alone most of the time, shopping, grocery shopping, and just regular shopping out I knew I was gonna need this with 4 kids. I wouldn't have all my hands, especially because I had a 2-year-old at the time. So I bought this, and we even took this to Disneyland. I mean, I spent hours with this on and with my baby. And at the time, my baby was on the heavy end. So we went to Disneyland when he was about 10 months old. And he weighed, I want to say maybe 21 pounds, 22 pounds. He was really heavy. But this thing saved me. Like I said, I took it into Disneyland. I wore it. I was able to keep him in it when I went on the rides. And it was just amazing. This back support saved me because it keeps me from wanting to just like hunch forward. It kind of keeps me upright, which I like. Another thing too is that it lasted. Obviously, I think I've had this for almost a year, maybe a year and a half. But it's lasted. I could see this being sturdy and lasting. If I had bought it with my oldest daughter, I'm sure it would have lasted to my last, so my son, which is 4 kids. This is so sturdy. You know, it's machine washable, which I love. It has this little padding too, which I like for the buckle that goes in the back. When you buckle it, behind, and so it doesn't rub, which I like. And then I literally just keep this in my car for every time I go grocery shopping, and it's so easy to put on too. You can do it by yourself. A lot of the ones, I feel like the Moby wraps and the ergos and stuff, you need 2 people. I don't know if I'm just being ridiculous, but you know, to feel comfortable and like that you're secure and you got everything in, especially the Moby wraps, because that's like, if you don't tie it right, your baby's gonna just fall on the floor. So especially with those things, I always felt comfortable with 2 people. But this one is super easy. I usually just put the waist on first, and then I kind of put one shoulder on. I put one shoulder on, stick my son in here, put the other shoulder on, and then with 2 hands kind of go up, do the clasps, and then you can either adjust it from back here or in the front here. So you can adjust it from here or here. I just pull these, I can pull these out pretty far on the side, and then you can just tighten them on either side. What I really like as well, and it's not this hat thing or this shade thing because I've never used it, but it's actually this little pocket. Let me move. I like this little zipper thing. So it opens and it's like this mesh lining that opens up, and it's more breathable because my son runs hot and I run hot, so the 2 combined just makes a very hot. Don't do that. So the 2 combined makes a really hot, sweaty mess, and it makes breathable, which helps him because it's right directly. I really like always carrying him forward facing. Now he doesn't really mind it, to be honest with you. Maybe if we were back at Disneyland and he's now a year old, or a year and a half old, maybe he'd want to go forward facing or on the back, which you can do with this. But I prefer while we're shopping to have him forward facing. I can hand him things, hand him snacks. But yeah, so, and I will mention I still use this for, you know, and he's 19 months old. I can still put him in it. It still doesn't really weigh me down all that much. It's pretty much, I like the fact that it holds him up. The only way I could see it me not using it is once he gets really big. So to where he's like my daughter's size, and I think she's 35 pounds and she's almost 4. So I probably will stop using it then. However, for now, it works out. I can put him in it right now. Let's do a little demonstration.
So pretty.
So like I said, I just put him in it.
Voila.
I just put him in it. I just snap the clasps. Just get him readjusted. And I usually pull this tighter, pull this a little tighter. He likes to have his arms out, which is fine because he's old enough. And this is how we go. Yep, this is how we go. I think he needs a diaper change, so I'm going to give him a diaper change so he'll be happy. Bye. Bye. Thank you so much for watching today's video. If you enjoyed the video, please hit that like button and comment down below if you are looking for a baby carrier or if you have one you really like already. And I will see you in my next video. Bye, guys.